China is flying high and it wants the world to know it. A major air show in the southern city of Zhuhe marked the first public appearance of its latest stealth fighter. The Chengdu J-20 was the star of the show. The new aircraft is being touted by China as undetectable by radar and a competitor to the U.S. Lockheed Martin F-22 Raptor. Well, the unveiling of the J-20 is just the latest demonstration of China's escalating arms spending. For more on that and what it could mean on a global scale, let's turn to Graham Ong-Webb, who is a fellow at the S. Rajaratnam School of International Studies in Singapore. Thanks so much for joining us. Let me first get your take on this stealth fighter. How serious a piece of machinery is it? Does it really compete with the likes of U.S. military hardware? I'm not sure we are being heard. Okay, Graham, if you can hear me, I wanted to get your take on the stealth fighter. I mean, how serious a piece of machinery is it, and can it actually compete with the likes of U.S. military hardware?
Well, I think the J-20 is, in very short order, is likely to give the F-35 and the F-22 American stealth fighters a run for their money. The J-20 looks rather mature, as demonstrated from the aerial display we've seen at Airshow China. The Chinese have been working very hard on this platform for the last decade, and in particular the last 5 years. It's gone through several iterations, and now we're looking at the final model that is already going into low-rate initial production before full-scale production of the J-20 is carried out. So the J-20 is a rather credible piece of machine.
Well, I mean, we're already seeing reports, actually, that Chinese military hardware, particularly planes, are being sold to governments like Saudi Arabia. What kind of market is out there for these Chinese-made fighters?
It's still too early to say who's going to be buying the J-20 from China if they can't get this sort of technology from other countries like the United States. Pakistan may be a likely buyer. The Pakistan government is already buying other kinds of platforms like the J-10 Chinese aircraft and the Sukhoi 35 from the Russians, in addition to the Chinese. So Pakistan may be a likely interested buyer in this piece of technology.
Okay, I mean, do you think there's much we can read into this? Can it be seen as an increased show of strength after China's rather aggressive maritime endeavors into the South China Sea?
Yeah, I think it can. It should be read that way. This is a timely move by China. The Airshow China is a good event as any to demonstrate China's growing capability and growing resolve in terms of defending its security interests. Right now, we're looking at flashpoints in the East China Sea, in the South China Sea, essentially China's perimeter in the Western Pacific Ocean. And China seeks to defend that piece of turf. And the J-20 is meant to signal that. Already, we're getting other reports that the Americans are likely to deploy the F-35, about 16 of these aircraft, to Japan very shortly. And the J-20 is an answer to the F-35.
Okay.
And we're likely to see the J-20 patrolling these territories over the next few years.
Okay, Graham Ong-Webb, we're going to leave it there. Thanks so much for joining us from Singapore.